Looking forward to my existential crisis. Hi everyone, Sinead with Free Tours by Foot in London. I'm at Seven Dials. There he is behind me. Ladies and gents, Christmas traditions, Christmas lights. This is Canice. You might remember him from our World War II tour. This one, we're kind of ad-libbing, aren't we?
What? Are we?
We're going to ad-lib this
I
one.
wrote a script.
Well,
did you not do any work? Oh,
I didn't do a script.
I prepared. I
Listen.
prepared for this one. Actually, why have you not got any Christmas decorations on?
I know, but I don't want to
Christmas?
look so foolish as he does. But anyway,
I look great.
You do look great. Let's be fair.
you.
So we're going to do a couple of things today. We're going to talk about the Christmas tree. We're going to talk about mistletoe. We're right here in Seven Dials. Ladies and gents, stay tuned. Christmas traditions in London. It's going to go from sunset to dark. Stay tuned. I'm looking forward to this one. This is going to be fun. Canice, you look ridiculous. I'm interested to know what's coming on this tour, actually, because I've never done it with you. As much as that World War II one, we had great fun that day as well.
That was
Why?
fun.
But you guys seem to love that. You like the banter between the two of us. I mean, I can't take him seriously with the hat and the tinsel. It's hilarious. Anyway, you guys.
Sinead, all I
look
care
at
about
this.
is you taking me seriously.
Look at Seven Dials. Right, so the decorations here are beautiful. I don't think I've ever brought you up around here, folks. So is this all part of your Christmas lights tour with the company?
Yes, this is.
This is the route.
We're copy and pasting. We're doing bits and pieces. It's not exactly.
Okay, but it's not the exact route.
Close. It's close.
Canice does run our Christmas lights tour. You may have noticed when I did the Christmas lights tour, we met him there on New Bond Street.
Yes, that's
wasn't
right. Yep.
So, a lot of people out and about in London today.
But I think it's really important for anybody who wants just a potted history. Covent Garden, which we'll head to, is the first planned bit of London.
It's the first.
Planned.
Okay.
So
Okay.
everything around St. Paul's, the city of London, is Roman and higgledy-piggledy, and all the streets go in every direction. But Covent Garden is planned, so it's square. So we're going to head over there now, but we need to get through a tunnel which has caused some people to have an existential crisis. But I'm just warning you in advance.
Okay.
I'll explain when we get there. It's a health and safety question.
Okay. Looking forward to my existential crisis.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just speeded you up a little bit there, you guys, and I want to bring you in here. This is Christmas at the Yards. And again, a wonderful shopping centre. Look how beautifully decorated it is.
And now,
Oh my
if
God,
you're
yes, I love it.
into property development, everything in City Westminster has been developed. So places like this were the ends of dark alleys that they were allowed to demolish and build brand new stuff in. But to get people here, that is why we've gone through that tunnel of lights, which is a permanent feature. And here we have a lovely display. This arch is permanent, and these flowers are also permanent up here.
Oh my God, they're so pretty. Yeah, I know this one. I come down here quite a bit to do a bit of shopping.
So do you see just there? There's a tunnel.
Straight ahead with the
that
lights.
We have to go through that. Now, I want to be absolutely clear about something. It is entirely mirrored either side,
Oh my God.
right? So if you're going to look a left or a right, you're going to see an infinite number of yourself. Now, this is not you being exposed to the multiverse,
Yes.
okay? It's just mirrors.
Okay.
Do not have an existential crisis.
I got you.
Okay,
I
you got
got
it?
you. I will try.
Okay, good.
I will try not to let my ego get in place. I don't think the world is quite ready for multiple Sineads. Or Canices, for that matter, might I add.
Yeah, but that's what's going to happen.
Okay,
So we
I
need
got
to
it.
prepare ourselves for this.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Okay, now some people have tried to explain to me that this is just two mirrors facing each other and it's just science. But I'm like, no.
Can I just blindfold myself and go through it?
You could, or just not look left or right.
Okay, that's what I'm not going to do.
Straight ahead,
Sounds
and
good.
we'll get through this. Last Christmas was the...
I gave you my heart.
Last Christmas, this was an homage to Frozen. So you went through
That's right.
yellow
I did it.
lights, yellow
Yeah.
warm summery lights, and then changed over to Elsa's Dream.
Oh, bless her.
They can change the lights to any color they like, but they're not doing anything jazzy this year, so it's just this. Are you ready?
I'm ready to go. I'm not looking, not looking left or right.
Keep going.
How epic is this, guys? Love this. And welcome. We're heading
You can
in
do it. You can do it.
Covent
Do
Garden.
it. Excellent. Well done.
Well done.
Oh my God, you're great. So
Now I love it down here.
You're in Covent Garden.
Yes, of course we are.
So remember,
It's usually on my route here down here by this.
yeah,
beautiful
you're going to be
restaurant.
doing a tour on this anyway.
Yes,
so
I'm going to do a
we're
detailed tour on the
yeah,
lights of Covent Garden. So don't worry, folks. We're just going to stop at two
we're
particular
going to
places.
skip through it.
We'll skip through it. Isn't it pretty? And these are two lovely restaurants on either side as well.
Actually, this is quite apt to what was going on here. So, Christmas. Charles I, King.
That's right.
Christmas was very much an adult entertainment, and everybody got drunk and ate a lot of food. Charles I.
Charlie was.
So bear this in mind, that Covent Garden was 1631. So in 1640, he wanders over, well, don't quote me on that date, but he wanders into the city of London and basically says, give me money to have a war. And the Puritans in the city of London go, no. And then he goes, I'm God's representative on earth, and you have to do what I say. And the Puritans said, don't think you are. And he said, oh, yes, I am. And they said, oh, no, you're not. And then he said, oh, yes, I am.
Oh, yes, I am. I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
And that's the English Civil War. So then they catch up at him and chop his head off.
On the 30th of January, 1649, at Banqueting House on Whitehall.
So, as a result, Oliver Cromwell, no Christmas hat.
Man, yeah.
Oliver Cromwell, he decided, well, he didn't decide, he'd already taken over the country by this stage. But for 18 years of his reign, we have no theatres closed, and Christmas is cancelled.
That's right.
The reason he's cancelling Christmas primarily is because of the way that it was enjoyed. It was over the top, pretty dangerous, a lot of fighting, a lot of alcohol being consumed.
Plus, he was an extreme Puritan and he was a killjoy.
But exactly, but also, he said, as justification for doing this, it's not in the Bible.
Okay. Well, okay.
It's not in the Bible. That's what it is. It's
ironically, he was such a religious man, and yet he was a sadist himself.
And he went through. Yeah, sure. But the point is, he used the Bible, and the fact that the 25th of December is not mentioned in any text relating to the baby Jesus.
True.
So that is why you have this period. But when he dies, they look at the rest of his family, because they're going to do an accession, and they go, no, and decide to bring back a king.
That's right, our favourite Charlie too.
Charlie too, and he is
the merry monarch.
The merry monarch. And what does merry mean? Drunk. So every time you're saying Merry Christmas, that's what you're actually saying.
And a happy New Year.
That's what it means.
Stop it.
Yes, that's why we say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Merry is merry. Yeah, we're all merry.
I had no idea. I had an idea, but I didn't put the two together.
Yeah. So what's going on then is, but the problem is, with an 18-year gap in Christmas and celebration, Christmas does not come back as the adult theme that it does. In fact, it really doesn't come back until the Victorians.
The Victorians, and Albert and Victoria.
This is where it gets crazy. Not that picture. You're not having that one. No.
We love Prince Albert and Queen Victoria. Look at that, and all the traditions they brought in with them.
So this is the deal. Traditionally, throughout history, everything is dead outside in the Northern Hemisphere. So you bring holly and ivy into the house because it's alive. And it has a religious connection because it's evergreen and everlasting life.
Okay.
So that's what they're doing. However, the Germans, they are rich barons, rich kings. They go out and get a whole tree.
They bring the whole tree in. That's right. It's a Germanic tradition.
It's a Germanic tradition. Yeah. So then they're all Germans, so they're all going to be bringing this over to Britain. Mm-hmm. But Britain is in the throes of the Industrial Revolution, so it's now number one in the world in terms of output. And they are putting Christmas trees up in their house.
And the richest, largest city in the world. Right?
Exactly. And then in 1843, a press release is released.
Oh, stop it. How beautiful is that? Is this Windsor? It's Windsor.
I'm going to say yes.
I think it's Windsor.
I don't know.
Windsor or Sandringham? I know the tradition of royal Christmases kind of started in
Well,
Sandringham
it was
with King
going on
George
for quite a
VI.
while. It was going on for quite a while,
So
but then
he
this came out.
decorated the tree.
Now, effectively, what this meant was
So beautiful.
everyone in the country decided to chop down a tree and bring a tree in the following Christmas. But the Americans had a problem because they weren't celebrating Christmas. They had got rid of it because of Thanksgiving.
Oh my God! Of course,
They
Thanksgiving
replaced it
was
with
only
Thanksgiving
a
with
month
other
prior.
things. So Christmas was coming back because Northern Europeans want Christmas. So they photoshopped this image, got rid of the royals, and that was published in American magazines and newspapers.
And who sat in the American magazine?
Oh, no, just an American family. But that's the point.
Family.
What they've done is they've done the same thing, but they've taken all the royal symbolism out and put it up. And as a result, the Americans brought Christmas trees in, and then we start packaging Christmas and shipping it back and forth and building up and up and up. And it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier.
And it does, doesn't it?
And it does,
yeah. Commercial.
And also, because it's the Victorians doing this, the emphasis is on family and children. Yeah. And that's why we have a children-centric Christmas as opposed to the Charles I-centric Christmas, which is an adult-centric.
Amazing.
I know, right?
Love it, bud. Love it. We're going to keep going, and we're going to head through now. Look at the elephant there. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh my God, it's a winter wonderland here. Petersham Deli.
And this is the Christmas elephant.
It's not the Christmas elephant. This elephant is there all the time, don't
Wait a minute. Am I not just allowed to make up things?
No, you're not. I mean, this is a certain degree of never let the truth get in the way of a good story, but my people want the truth. Immediate truth. Look at this, guys. Look at that. They always pull it out of the bag, clause maggiore. And if you can have a bit of patience, but if not, and you would like to see Covent Garden at Christmas in 2021, just check out our Christmas playlist, you guys. This is beautiful. Okay.
Oh, let's check that out.
Clement Clark Moore.
Yes, he's the guy who in 1823 in the United States of America came up with Reindeer and Father Christmas.
I think what you meant to say, Canice, was...
Well, what did I say? Oh, yeah. Clement Clark Moore tells the story of
Reindeer and Santa's reindeer.
Yes, and what he did is he reminded everybody of the importance of being very good.
And, of course, and the importance of being good, because Santa's always watching. Now, there's no Rudolph here. I guess Rudolph is taking a little break.
I've got some bad news about Rudolph.
Oh, what happened?
No. He's got
a cold?
No, Rudolph is a product of the Montgomery Ward department store in Chicago.
Right, that I'm not having. Where are we going next? Now, guys, look at that. 60-foot tree with over 30,000 twinkling lights on it, ladies and gentlemen. The beautiful tree of Covent Garden. I heard on the news, somebody said it's the largest tree, homegrown British tree in the UK. Is that true?
Oh, no,
They said that on This Morning one morning. Now, whether or not, I'd have to fact check.
I'd have to fact check because I heard,
Go ahead.
And I heard that it's a composite tree.
A composite tree?
Yeah, so they actually make it out of trees.
Oh.
So the reason it's so thick and uniform, and then they set all the lights in and set up the wiring, but the whole thing's bolted together. As in, it's made from real tree.
Yes, but
and they pull it apart and put it back together again. I heard, but this is the problem.
We'll have to look that up just to make sure.
That's what I heard. Yeah, but you know the most important aspect of Covent Garden.
What's that?
This used to be a fruit and vegetable market.
That's right.
But since the 70s, they don't sell any apples anymore, except over there. In the Apple store.
The Apple store.
You're welcome.
Okay, a bit now.
Hey, that's not now. It's called a dad joke.
You know what? It's
just
still
seriously, you're gonna ruin this.
Bad dad joke.
Unbelievable.
All right, where we're going? We're going to head straight into the Apple market.
Yeah.
Now, it's not as busy. I did come down here to film, guys, on Friday night, but it was a waste of time. It was an absolute nightmare. So I decided.
Do you want to see a picture of Covent Garden?
Yes, let's have a look.
Just a quick thing. Just
what year was this? Do you know?
1630. So when it was originally constructed, Covent Garden was actually an open piazza, And the rich loved it because they had this piazza. But this is Italian, European style and never been done before. So they're all very excited about it. And these are the houses. Now, this you'll see is the Apple Store, which is just behind you. And then St. Paul's Covent Garden. But you notice there's no building in the middle, which is this, what we're looking at. And that is because they sold fruit and vegetables as you would to the rich people in the area.
Yeah.
And they loved it. And trust me, this was organic. Everything was organic.
Everything was organic. Okay.
Yes, that's a joke.
That's a joke. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. But
I just no, I've noticed. Anyway, what happens basically is this: in 1660, we get the new king, the Merry King, Charles II.
Restoration of the market.
First thing he does is he opens up theatres. He wants wall-to-wall coverage on how awesome the Royals are. So Drury Lane, just over there, is opened up. There's Theatre Royal, Covent Garden, just up there. And of course, what happened is you now have actors living in the area.
Of course.
Yeah,
so don't have much more social standing.
Yes, and then the rich are like, well, we're gonna move out, and then the ladies of the turn up, and the place goes down. And the final nail in the coffin was when the tour guides turned up, and then naturally they were gone.
Well, that was it.
That was it. So the fruit and vegetable market just took over as an open air market, and then in 1830 they built this. But we're going to go under mistletoe now. Oh my God, listen to me very carefully. This was actually invented by the Antiquary Society in the early part of the late Georgian, early 1800s. Industrialization is killing off all the traditions. So these guys are desperately going around finding all this information. So as a result, we have books like Charles Dickens' Pickwick Papers, which is sort of poking fun at these guys, but they make up a tradition. And it is mistletoe. Oh. You bang it up onto the wall, and if there's a lady under that happens to be not your wife, then you can kiss that lady. And that was just a little rule under the mistletoe. Made up. But it does have a semblance to tradition. But you have to go back to the Romans. Okay. They brought mistletoe into their houses as a sign of fertility.
That's right. I read this actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't get it myself. Apparently, 2 white berries means fertility. I've got no idea what it means.
Where are you taking us next? We're heading down.
Do you see what the problem is?
What's the problem?
It's now turned into West Side Story.
How?
Look who's up there.
Oh my God! What's up there?
Another tour group. Oh. Let's take them.
Let's take a look.
Let's find out which it is. Now, this might be a big giveaway as to. How many times have you been down this alleyway now?
For like 400 times.
I think this is probably utilized for more tours than any other alleyway.
Ah. I think on Espanol, is it?
Oh, is it? Is that what it is?
Sí, on Espanol.
So how do you say Harry Potter in Spanish?
So we're going down the Godwin's Court,
Godwin's Court, yeah.
So if you are enjoying the tour so far, go ahead and click that like and share button and help others discover this video. And for more virtual tours of London and beyond, consider subscribing to our channel. Be sure to visit our website to learn more about our in-person tours and London travel tips. We also offer live and virtual tours in cities throughout the world. You can help support this channel by donating through the thanks button or by buying your tour guide a pint or a cup of coffee. Links to do so are in the description below. Now back to the tour.
Oh, someone's having a good time. A little Bob Marley going on down here, folks. Right, Canice, over to you.
Come closer. Come closer.
Do
you see this hole?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was there since last year.
That's historic.
Yeah. So what's happened is this was broken, and I know this was broken last year because I was not here when I broke it. No, this is hand-blown glass.
Okay.
This is a bullseye. Oh. And you can see where the guy was blowing in, and then they tapped it, and then it comes off. Now, what this means is you blew a massive bubble, you spin it into a disc, it hardens, and then you just end up with a massive collection of round discs of glass with that thing in the middle.
Oh.
Then you cut out your rectangles, and then you now have window panes, but the wastage is huge, but also the skill to make the biggest balloon you can get to make that disc as big is enormous. So this is protected by the government, this window. So as this is broken, it has to be replaced like for like. So the problem is that the cost of this glass is so prohibitively expensive that it just boarded it up.
Ah, so they'd have to replace the entire frame.
No, just that bit. But that's my point.
It costs so much
that's how
money
expensive it is.
That's crazy.
Because you have to get a person to blow a massive bubble of glass, spin it into a disc, and cut your rectangle out.
Oh my God, that's insane.
Yeah. So there's only how many people in the world do that?
You can do that. Yeah,
Exactly.
I can. It's one
Can
of
you
my
do it?
many skills.
Ah,
yeah.
now that doesn't surprise me.
Godwin's Court.
Godwin's
Yes.
Court. So when we go in here, this is residential.
Okay.
So we'll be very respectful to the people who live here.
Okay.
And one particular person who's very angry.
I know you do.
Do you know
get
the
them.
angry man?
No, I get them in the City of London. There's one chap gets really angry if I guide outside his house.
Oh,
yeah, he's in one of the most
there's
historic
somebody in
addresses.
here who comes down and not regularly because
It's
I am
happened me a couple of
respectful.
times in Jack
But
the
if he
Ripper, so-
sees you, he like,
Okay, right. Well, you're the one doing the
We're not.
talking. I'm going to be quiet.
yeah, we'll be fine.
Let's do it. Right, on we go.
I don't know
guys.
what's going on here. Oh, they're moving.
They've
okay,
moved
come
on.
on, let's go.
Perfect.
Gas lamps. So this is gas. The gas comes into a ceramic bulb that is a lattice. That heats up the bulb, and the bulb is white hot, and that is what's producing the light,
Oh
not
my
the
God.
gas. So as a result, these things burn out, and they have to be replaced.
I'm going to show you another one down here. That's another one, isn't it, Canice?
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Only
Yeah.
because the guy's listening to the World Cup match in the background.
Oh,
It's
I
not very atmospheric.
So do you want? Will I say it again?
Not at all. You're fine.
We're okay.
Let me just turn around there and show you this gorgeous little alleyway. Look at that.
So that's how the
ladies and
lights
gents.
work, and that is the precursor to the electric incandescent bulb. All they did is they put glass around it to prevent it from burning out. But these do burn out, and they have to be replaced by the City of Westminster Council to maintain them.
So beautiful.
Come through. And you'll see bullseyes everywhere, and all of this is protected. I believe the date goes back, I think 1740s is as far back.
This laneway.
Something like that. But why would I bring you? Why would I bring you here? Because this is you can't get more Dickensian than this.
Very true.
Gas lamps, the shop fronts, and of course in 1843, Charles Dickens released probably his most famous book, certainly the most famous about Christmas. He did 7.
About Christmas?
Yeah,
Did you?
3 before, 3 after, and the book I'm talking about is A Christmas Carol.
Oh, yeah.
But he was obsessed about Christmas, Charles Dickens, and he gave presents. It was all about gift giving. And this was a new thing that was happening with Christmas, is this connection with charity. So when this came out, the book was published in 1843, the same time that the royal family published their Christmas tree image.
Oh.
So there was a zeitgeist moment, and he published the book, and it turned into
An
what we
explosion.
know what it is today. So
Amazing.
this is, of course, the story of Scrooge, an employer who is reluctant to let his employee, Bob Cratchit, go off and have Christmas Day. So that evening, Christmas Eve, he is visited by the ghost
Of Christmas.
of, no,
What's that?
Bob Marley.
Stop it.
He was Bob, oh no, Jacob Marley. Jacob Marley,
Very
not Bob
bold.
Marley. Sorry, that's a different dream. Point is, then we have the 3 ghosts of past, present, and things yet to be. And they terrorize him, and by the end he decides Christmas is great after all.
Aw.
So as a result, he becomes a big fan of Christmas, gives away all his money, and everybody lives happily ever after, and Tiny Tim survives.
Oh, bless
And it's a
him.
lovely moment. But what it does is incredible, because he, Charles Dickens, is an international success here and in the United States of America. He would go over and fill out theaters and then do readings of his book. And you can imagine the wealthy Americans sitting in the audience going, hang on a minute. They're factory owners running their factories on the 25th of December.
Oh, God, of course.
Exactly.
Of course.
And they're listening to this going, Maud, are we Scrooge? And these individuals then decide, actually, might be a good idea to shut down. The individual states in America started shutting down. And then in 1870, the federal government of the United States of America made Christmas Day a national holiday.
Oh.
1870 is sadly the year that Charles Dickens passed away.
Oh.
But he achieved his goal, which was to
goal
get Christmas
worldwide recognition of Christmas
in the way that it is. And everything has been packaged ever since, and Christmas has exploded. But, come
Has
here.
it got a Harry Potter connection this
There is a Harry Potter connection, yeah.
What is that?
Knockturn Alley.
Knockturn Alley.
Yes. Harry Potter bursts through accidentally. And there are all sorts of weird people that go, not lost, are you? And there's a scary moment where he's going, oh no, everything's fine.
And then scary there.
And then, Harry Potter! No, did he say it? Hagrid comes and rescues him in the last minute. But this was all CGI. So what they did is they brought a big scanner in, scanned the whole thing, and then used this to film here. Now, if you listen very carefully, you can hear air conditioning.
I can.
You can't have that in a Harry Potter movie.
No, evidently.
So they would never have filmed here. But what they would have done is captured the street here and then recreated it either in physical form or CGI and used it for the films later on. However, there is also another connection I want to talk about, and it's just nice and dark, and I think it'd be lovely if I do it here. Robert L. May works for the Montgomery Ward department store, and they send out Christmas catalogs, mail order. But on 1945, they add in a story invented by Robert L. May. And I'm going to show you a picture of the book that he wrote. Are you ready?
I am.
This is going to be beautiful. And then I'm going to sing a song.
Oh, look at little Rudolph.
And you know the sad story about this?
What is?
His wife was dying of cancer when he was writing it.
Oh, no.
And the Montgomery Ward department store said, do you want somebody else to do it? Because of what you're going through with your family? But he refused, and he said, no, my children will be my audience. And he wrote it for his family, and as his wife was dying. And then it became a huge success. Apparently, the song, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, is the second highest grossing song, Christmas song of all time, where White Christmas is number one.
White Christmas is number one, is it?
Well, this is the thing about White Christmas. White Christmas was done so long ago that people paid for the song.
Okay.
Whereas today, Mariah Carey is streamed. Nobody pays for it.
Okay, of course.
So over the period of time, they still earn more money because people bought them, as opposed to now, where people rarely actually buy the songs. They just stream them or listen to them.
Yeah.
But let's sing it.
Which one?
Rudolph. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose on me. And if you ever saw it, you would say it even glows. Here, Sinead, have a go.
All of the other
Stick it up your
reindeers.
nose. What are you doing? Why are you
Used
just
to laugh
oh, God.
I can't. Come on, we never finished it.
Spoil all the fun.
Well, how am I going to put that up my nose and record at the same time, you silly devil? Now, speaking of which, I want to talk about something very serious. It was a great tradition in this country of homeless charities at Christmas time, and it's all about the Crisis, are the name of the homeless charity here in London that was set up in 1967, actually, to raise awareness of the homeless in London. Particularly, it started out in the East End. The shelters have been open since 1972, and they offer food and very important dental work and medical services and shelter and Christmas dinner. So what we're going to do in the spirit of Christmas, you guys, is we'll all be enjoying our festivities. We're going to put a link to the Crisis Homeless Charity in the description. So please feel free to donate. It is also the season of giving and love. So we will be donating ourselves from this video. And if you'd like to make a donation, please do so. I'm sure you will too, Canice, won't you?
I used to fundraise for
Especially Crisis, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen The Wizard? How epic is that, guys? Azkaban prison. Approach with extreme caution. Do not attempt to use magic against this man. That's very cool. Love it. That's a great little addition. Well, I love that. That's my highlight so far. So we're going to do a little hop, skip, and a jump. We're coming out here onto St. Martin's Lane.
They have new lights here.
Have they?
This year only. This is the first time they brought them out.
Mind my step, I nearly forgot about that, you know.
A little homage to the theatre.
Look at that.
The
So
masks of comedy and tragedy.
Mass, of course. And we are on St. Martin's Lane. So we're going to make our way towards Trafalgar Square because we've yet to see it, folks. I haven't shown it to you yet, but our new Norwegian spruce is up. And Canice is going to tell us a little bit about the tradition of the Trafalgar Square Christmas tree. Now, the menorah is not up yet, I don't think, is it? Not yet, but that'll be soon enough.
It's coming, I think, next week.
Next week, is it? And we made it. Here she is. Look at our fabulous Norwegian tree. Now, am I right in saying this is a gift from the Norwegians every year, Canice?
It is indeed. Come on.
Let's go. Let's go down and have a look because it's a bit busy up here. Oh, we can talk about the tree, but look as well, the new addition. The wonderful crib from St. Martin in the Fields Church, folks, which is the parish church of the royal family. And let's have a little sneaky peek of it. And this is running me out of here. Let's have a look. Oh, how lovely. Isn't this delightful? This is the first year of this, actually. I've never seen a crib here at Trafalgar Square, so it's lovely. Baby Jesus is very small, bless him. And here is our famous Christmas tree at Trafalgar Square.
Sinead, did you know that in World War II, Norway was invaded by the Nazis?
I did.
Yeah, have you seen my World War II video?
Yes, indeed I have. Ladies and gentlemen, link in the description.
Absolutely, but also, as a result of British forces liberating Norway, ever since they've been sending a Christmas tree over.
As a gift.
As a gift, to say thanks.
For helping World War II.
Exactly, and they put decorations on it. But it's funny one because it can be a bit controversial because last year wasn't there a few complaints about the Christmas?
Oh my God! Last year's was a disaster, and people were so annoyed about it, folks, because it was like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it.
I think what it is they see the Covent Garden tree.
They see last year's was pretty miserable.
Yeah, but it's about the symbolism of it.
Okay, fair enough. It is a lovely gift. Thank you, Norway. My apologies, Norway.
Did you know?
Yes.
When Jesus was born?
Well, we're told he was, but we're never actually told, but we celebrated on the 25th of December.
It's not written down. Nobody, at the time, actually, it wasn't a thing to do to write down birthdays. Birthdays weren't the thing you celebrated. So they never wrote it down. So as a result, when the Romans adopted Christianity, they put, well, they didn't actually, because it's all lost in the history.
So way back to the Druids, right?
But yeah, in the Northern Hemisphere, too many farmers making food, and then they see how many animals they have at about this time of year.
Okay.
How much feed have they got left to feed them through the dry spell until spring?
Okay.
And then they do a calculation, then they kill all the animals that they have surplus of, that they can't afford to feed. So you end up with a surplus. So as a result, there's always been an overabundance of food and drinking and having fun at this time of the year.
Yeah.
We're also celebrating the winter solstice, the shortest night of the year.
Yes.
Where the Romans come in. They celebrated the god of the returning sun, Mithra, on the 25th.
That's right. That's right.
And this is because that was the first opportunity at that time to see a day stretching, even if it is just by a minute or so, but it's the first time they see movement in the positive direction. So this is a celebration. But this was a huge celebration, Saturnalia. The Romans had a Jubilalia for children, but effectively an adult thing. But when they decide to talk about the birth of Jesus, we think somewhere in the Dark Ages, but again, nobody.
The light of Christ, the return of light, perhaps, the symbolism,
Why don't we celebrate it sometime? And they picked the 25th.
With the light, the return of light,
return
shall
of
we
the
say.
light.
The light and, yeah. Wow, isn't that interesting, ladies and gents?
It's an interesting thing because historians have all these written down pieces of information, and then you can sort of go, oh, I see how that works, but is that the definitive answer? No.
No.
Nobody actually knows. So,
but alas, everybody got fat at Christmas, basically.
Everybody got fat.
Yay! Good times.
And then Santa Claus comes.
And then Santa comes. Excellent.
What are you getting for Christmas?
I was hoping for a Lamborghini. It's highly unlikely, but alas.
Better press like.
I can subscribe, ladies and gents.
Yeah, I just wanted.
Any Lamborghini dealers there? Perfect, I'll take it.
Fair, all I want is all the children to be happy.
All I want for Christmas
you want a Lamborghini,
is you.
that's fine, Sinead. I just want all the children to be happy.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that's just the difference between you and me.
Me and Canice are going to go and get a nice hot mulled wine, or a hot chocolate in his case. This is the end of our Christmas traditions. Ladies and gents, a quick goodbye. Just to let you know, we have some gorgeous little carol singers over here. Thanks for joining us. Sinead here with Free Tours by Foot London and my wonderful colleague Canice. I will be talking to you again before the big day, but Canice just wants to say
Merry Christmas!
Bye everyone, talk soon. I've got loads more Christmas content coming up. Thanks for joining us. It's been a great night with Canice. Thank you, darling.
Mwah.
Lovely to see you, and see you soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe, you guys. Share this video with all of your friends. And don't forget, we're both available for private tours over the Christmas period. Talk soon, guys. Love you.